Hello everybody, welcome to this channel. Today we're doing a Kofu deck that I cooked up myself. It was a little bit fun and difficult at the same time. I only fought against Kofu twice, and a lot of the cards that you're gonna see put together in this deck are things that I think will work well together. So we'll start with Kofu. This whole deck revolves around him, so it's basically there for draw power. Looks kind of different than the regular cards, but our goal when we look at the Pokemon, which I put for each and everything because that's the only thing that's in this deck. Combinable and Velusa's ability. Basically, the attack scores one less based on how much Kofu's in the graveyard. So essentially, you hit something for 250 with Carbonable for 1 energy and 110 for nothing with Velusa. It can be less than 7, but I put 7 because of my great fear of having 6 cards in my prize. Our ace spec is a must, Brilliant Blender, to get rid of Kofu early game. We have Drayton to pull Kofu, and also sometimes Pokemon out of the deck to really thin the deck. Rotostick also does the same thing if we score high with that. The probability of pulling all of our top 4 cards as trainers, plus it pulls out cards that we don't want to draw either way into our hands. Redeemable ticket for obvious reasons. We're getting Kofu out of our prizes after the early game because we're not really putting any risk of it being a long way to getting our Kabamana or Loser up and running. Speaking of, because they are both one prizes, we have at least 6 turns to make things turn. The 2 hits from Carbonable can knock something off. Duck's Ball is there because it works well with Kofu. Kofu places 2 cards at the bottom of the deck, so if we put 2 Pokemon at the bottom of the deck and then play Dusk Ball, it basically pulls it out from the deck for us. Lieutenant Sarge is there for a nice little surprise. It would be funny to, mix things up there. Mox Order ends our turn after we use it, but we could put Blender on top or redeemable tickets on top because sometimes, well, if you look at this deck, I'm very limited in the options of what I can do. So, and it's really one or done. One goal, that's it. No type of hopscotching here and there. Pokepad because there is no V or EX Pokemon in this deck anyway, so it works. Lily's elimination is becoming a staple in all decks, so I put her in there just because. Surfing Beach is there as our stadium. There are 2 other stadiums on this deck, but this one serves our actual purpose, which basically gives us a free retreat for Pokemons. Boss's orders for obvious reasons, because there could be a really good chance we can control the prizes we take and who to hit, and even stall with it. We have Switch and Air Balloon as well as retreat options. Just in the event that we don't get our stadium. Because all of these things are like really thin anyway. They're just there. Backups, really. Power Glass. Again, I only have 7 energy in this deck, so in the event that I only pull 1 and it's ended up in a graveyard, this could pull it. That's really what that's there for. Battle Cage. It's also becoming a little staple in decks to handle Mokidori's Luminosity again. I have very limited options in what I want to do. So just putting Pokemon to the deck after I play whatever I need to play is enough for me. It's a very cut and dry. So you guys are doing this with me. I'm going to see if this deck works as well. That's one of the things you can do together. So you'll be learning the mistakes along with me. Hopefully I'm good at announcing what's happening. Oh, well, first mulligan. Interesting, considering I have 12 Pokemon in this deck. 8 Pokemon I could start off. I put the energy on there just because. Just to get a kick started for how much Kofu is going to be there. Can't really use a supporter right now. Might as well end the turn by pulling a. Ugh. And I'm up against a Dragapault, right? They could use Luminosity too, but it ends that turn. Again, at early game, there's a limited amount of things that you can do. Anyway, so those cards aren't really cause any skin off my back. Put energy switch to pull out energy for when I just locking it. Plus it takes up space as if it is energy, you know what I mean? Without really being energy. Alright, so already, Dust Ball is amazing, but do you know what else? It is limiting us into finding out how many cards is there. I now realize that Luminosity can help us search through our deck. Have a look at our deck, so I wouldn't really need Ultra Ball to do that, but at the same time, maybe like with Ethan's adventure, adding the Ultra Ball with it also helps discard those supporters that we don't need anyway. That's what I think I need here, an Ultra Ball. So, just like that, that's game there, because our opponent got Dragapault off scot-free with his Kentucky Fried Chicken on bench. There's really nothing we can do right now. It's basically game there, nothing we can call back up right now because I myself is not familiar with this deck right now. Don't know how well it could go up against Dragapault, but there is a reason why a lot of decks that can be fun and creative don't get played, because when you're up against the big boys, the big three, Gardevoir, Dragapault, Rage and Bolt at the point in time, there was such a big gap and a clean win from their side that a lot of the decks really just went more and more same, but different, because it needs to withstand these types of meta decks, which it usually didn't anyway, which sucks. So let me look at this. My opponent's deck, Dragapault deck, basic kind. It's using the Kentucky Fried Chicken on bench to pull energy from the graveyard, possibly without using Stretcher or Energy Grabber, and they play Risky Ruins to put energy without on my Pokemon without using things like Howlucha. So it's a good way to evenly distribute energy to my bench Pokemon, or even Pokemon in general, without having to lift a lot of fingers, you know? It's a game, I actually feel it. I actually shivered a little bit when I saw the Dragapult arrive. I had hope in the beginning that if I start off a little bit early and just knock him out, I would get through, but I also give him an opportunity with Luminosity early game. And of course, he did a boss's orders, control what prizes he gets. Yep. One of the things that's tricky about using a Dragapault deck is distributing prizes evenly, well, not damage evenly, on bench, so that you can have an easy win next turn when you knock out the active Pokemon. So I think I have like 3 Kofus in the graveyard. Just get rid of that Risky Ruins for now. But either way, that Risky Ruins not really doing anything, because we have our deck, which is one of the main floor right now. It's our Pokemon on such low hit points that a lot of the hard hitters that we might come across, even the slim hitters, can just knock us out. I'm yawning. I was yawning in between. There we go. Failure. It's still fun though. It's very interesting. I think I made a lot of misplays either way. So, you know what else? There's also the added part where there are other cards that are in here that's like 1 or 2, which makes it less drawable in the first place, but still coming in clutch. You know, like it's a necessity. But not really. It takes away the space from cards that you want to draw. Look at it, I don't really need a balloon, because if I stop the Pokemon fast, it doesn't really freak me out if I lose a Pokemon. you know, because right now I'm just trying to iron out setting up my deck faster. And I completely forgot to add the Ultra Ball. I made space and I forgot about the Ultra Ball. Great. 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 One of the things that you need to do as well when you're making a deck is figure out whether or not it works best as going second or first. I think it works best going second right now because I need to use a supporter. I already drew a Kofu, so using him right now is no skin off my back. By the way, I'm thinking about using Box Aura to pull Bender into my hand for next turn. Mm-hmm. But it also ends my turn and Luminosity does the same. So I want this other route. Might have cost me the game, but who knows. I mean, Charizard is weak against water type, you know? Oh, that sucks. Charizard, Mega Charizard EX don't feel. Man. I could perpetually put Pokemon on the bench until I get things set up. I really should have put Pearl Blender out for my deck, but this is what doing things in retrospect. Things that make a lot more sense to play when you get a little bit more experience with the deck that you're playing. Again, right away I realized one of the things that I'm truly missing here is a Ultra Ball. See that hit points? That cool, nice hit points? That's great. Yikes. This Chen Po but fire kind of dude sucks. Fire breeder just making that there. No, sometimes some of these decks they seem new and fun and fascinating, but they're already doing the same thing, but using different cards in different ways, sometimes with less steps, so sometimes with extra steps. I'm upset. Can you tell I'm upset? I'm upset. Okay. This is gonna be a little bit of a tight game. And they put Charizard, I think that's why, on field 2 on the bench. Looks like they're giving me a chance to properly set up, or they don't really want to discard anything from their deck. I'll use box. There's nothing I could do with Blender. We've only got 3 cards in hand anyway. Interesting that it uses on that. Okay, we're in a good position right now because the Mega Charizard cannot attack. And I don't think it could retreat either. Right now, I do think I need a redeemable ticket. Right now, just you know what'll happen? Let me do it for you. Let me do it for you. He was already gonna go on top. Let me do it for you. What can I do now? What can I do? There's nothing. Doesn't even bring it to the hand. It's nothing. Dude, I almost didn't even notice I had 4 Kofus on deck in this card. Let's hope, cross my fingers, that I don't get deck out because I only have 10 cards and my opponent has 26. Some of you might be wondering, why did I do that for? It's because I don't want to risk losing a good guy. You know, my big hitters on bench, I don't want to risk losing my big hitters on bench for whatever reason. If he is smart, he'll put up something like me out or his thanks for the win, buddy. Wasn't expecting it. I'm actually high off of that win, so I didn't even really feel like I needed to make changes for this deck. But this deck really does need an Ultra Ball. And we had type advantage too in the last game. Wow. Winning might not be too far off, but these leaf decks just sneak up on you, you know? They really do sneak up on you. They severely snuck up on me. I need to discard a Chikorita. But even if I discard it, what do you think is gonna happen? They'd still have enough energy on the Pokemon and they'd be able to use it next turn. That sucks. Let's cross our fingers and hope to strive. Getting defeated by a big crapple isn't so bad. My god, you don't need to overkill, my gosh. I know, I'm just watering a plant. Go ahead, take them out, take them both out. I'll give you the opportunity, take them both out. My gosh. Well, of course he'll get 1 head. You know what would be better? If he got 8 heads. Or 10 heads in a row. That'd be great. That will show how Lady Luck is on his side and not mine. That'd be awesome. Great indicator of how the rest of my day will go. Nice. Not so nice. I knew I was gonna lose the moment that happened. It's fine. It's nice. It's fine. It's fine. But this loss made me realize that I need certain types of Pokemon in there to draw things without having to use it without consequence, and that right now is presentability. Especially since all my Pokemon have a knack for dying early. That will come in good late game. Yeah? And as the aforementioned Ultra World, I have been feverishly forgetting My turn. Alright, so this is the part where I finally add the Ultra Ball. After much forgetfulness. Taking out Lieutenant Bargain because he was just there for me anyway. Reducing Veluza to make up for Fez, but really just two spaces. Maybe I should have really just take out Lieutenant Bargain altogether, but oh well. Some of the things I keep forgetting as well is there are cards here that I think work together, but I don't have enough of it in deck to make it show up enough to work. They're like ex machina types cards, like they come in clutch for specific situations in the end. Alright. Don't know what type of deck my opponent is playing, but again, I haven't played in months. Not really familiar with the new things rotating out. We start off a little bit good. Putting Fez on the bench is a little bit risky because it gives them a 2 prize at the knockout. Kinda risking the whole 1 prize race kind of thing, but I need to make it diverse. This isn't a deck that works with discarding a lot of things anyway, so because the only thing that really needs to be discarded is Kofu. So we might be up against a Mega Frostlass already. And if I don't use any of the things in my hand, I am going to get murked by that Bidoo. That's quick. Adorable. Not really familiar with what it does, but it's interesting. Putting a Veluza on bench. Should put Surfing Beach. I didn't. Nice. Wow, you see that right there? Nice. Alright. Should put the energy on Club Honorable. I should put. I should have gotten a Pokepad, really. Lessons learned. I was really just so excited. Ooh. Oh my god. What does it even do? Oh no. Nice. Thank you. Thank you, gods. Alright, this deck is looking really fine. No, I shouldn't have gotten rid of a boss. But there isn't a lot on field, so it's very interesting to see what they'll do. They allow me to draw more cards. They did. Okay. I shouldn't have done that, but it's fine. Next round, I'll knock out their Mega Frostlass anyway. And Velusa will come in clutch for the other two on bench as well. Right. Oh, shucks. I keep forgetting that Velusa doesn't need energy. I truly keep forgetting. I'll give my opponent an opportunity to put their Frostlass on bench. I have a boss in hand, so I can knock that out. Ruin their plan. Okay. See my little bit quicks with this Frostlass. No scene. No skin off my back to get it knocked out. I'm thinking, how does this work? Should I knock this out? And then they will have two chances to knock me out, possibly put a Fez in front, get the two prizes that they need, and bomb shot. That's what I'm thinking. Because all they need to do right now is place an energy on their little baby Frostlass looking thing and knock me out. Either way, I think I could come back because I have a Abominable on the bench and a Venusaur in the back. It's not really keeping me, really, whatever it is that is there. I only have 8 cards as well, so I'm thinning out my deck just because. Doesn't matter. Maybe I should have posted up that force class. Either way, I'm only one prize away. I have 2 bosses in hand. My bench is ready to attack anyway, so it's a game. It's game. They surrendered because they felt their failure. They felt their loss from a mile away, 2 turns away. Nice. Alright. Well, I'm pretty satisfied with this deck. I think I would completely remove Lieutenant Bargain, but I think it's a nice opportunity to promote him when I play up against other persons. I put myself in a risky position if a person chooses the prize cards over drawing cards for me, but I think that's any upper hand kind of thing where you can use it so that they can choose for me to draw cards instead of taking a free prize. The only other thing I might have added would be Black Belt's training because it adds like 40 more damage to my opponent's active Pokemon just to get things on the edge because I felt like in that battle it's something that I needed to like cream over Mega Frostlass, but it came up in ranks anyway. It was fun. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below with any improvements you think I should have done for this deck to keep the conversation going.